Girls with their nails done now.
This episode of HTM Tech is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy offers a wide range of products including energy drinks and dietary supplements containing zero sugar, 0 to 5 calories, B vitamins, gluten-free, soy-free, and 100% vegan. Rogue Energy products are a great alternative to those corner store energy drinks that are loaded with sugar and cause you to crash soon after. Head over to rogueenergy.com where viewers of HTM Tech can get 10% off any order placed. Not just your first order, but any time you order. Just use offer code HTM Tech at the checkout to get your discount on one of the hottest energy drink brands on the market. Hey, don't take our word for it. Try it for yourself today.
Hey guys, Joe the Tech Guy back here for another week. My voice might still sound a little strange, but I'll do my best to get kind of through it here. Now, my previous episode with the HomePod review, you guys seem to really like that with a product review. So I'm back here with another one here this week, and we are talking about the Backbone controller, the PlayStation version. This one is the one that is just for the iPhone. Now there is a version that will work with this and the Android platform, and especially with the iPhone 15 now, that version should work for Android and the new iPhones as well. But this is the just the regular iOS PlayStation Backbone controller. Pretty relevant thing to be reviewing as well, especially with the PlayStation Portal just coming out recently, and that's a pretty polarizing topic. I don't think it's something I'll get to review because I doubt that I'll be able to either purchase that device or receive it as a review unit. But as this channel progresses, that might be something we could look into the future with those kind of products. But this is one that I personally purchased myself, and we want to kind of go through some stuff here. We'll start off just with the kind of the build quality of it right off the hop. The feel of it is rather nice. In your hands, like it doesn't feel, especially if you're doing PlayStation stuff, it doesn't necessarily feel like a DualSense controller. Nothing can really top that. But for this class of device, it still feels rather good in your hand. The triggers feel nice and responsive. No rumble or feedback or anything like that. But the analog sticks, a little bit different if you're a PlayStation gamer, used to them kind of being in the same position there, but they are kind of offset. Now, the couple things with it that you should know right off the hop is if you're going to be using this like this, you're not going to be able to use it with your phone in your case. It will not connect up, which is kind of a bummer. You got to take it out of the case to be able to use it properly. Now, when it comes to gameplay on it, if you're playing iOS games or anything kind of natively on the iPhone itself, whether it's any kind of games you download, anything through Apple Arcade, no issues. Works flawlessly, works pretty damn well. One of my big sticking points here is when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Remote Play, which is kind of the main event here, at least it kind of should be. It doesn't work well, to be perfectly honest. When it works okay, but when it doesn't, it either doesn't flat out connect to the system or it is really, really laggy. Now, having said that, I don't know if that's necessarily an issue with the Backbone itself or if it's just something on the PlayStation side of things, but PlayStation Remote Play is still not quite there. It's interesting because when I tested it, I was always on my home network. And I have a PlayStation that's hardwired to the internet with a good solid over half a gigabyte connection. Like it's rather quick, and there's nothing else running on the network. And this thing, there's still lag. So it makes me wonder, if I'm on, say, a coffee shop or something like that, how's it going to perform? That's something I could maybe test in the future. But I mean, these were ideal conditions, and it didn't work out all that great. So kind of disappointing on the remote play side of things, but on the positives here, it was definitely really, really good at playing games natively on the iPhone itself. So especially with Apple Arcade stuff, any games that are optimized or that work with a controller, this is probably the best way to be able to play those games on the iPhone So like any kind of racing games, fighting games, platforming games, action adventure, that kind of stuff, anything where you would typically want to play with a controller, it's the best way to do it with games that are natively on the iPhone itself. Like even with upcoming games like the Resident Evil games, like some of the big AAA console games that they're porting over to the higher end iPhones, something like this is going to be a really pretty compelling product. The price point is definitely cheaper than the PlayStation Portal, which is, I believe, close to $300 Canadian. This is a little less than half of that still for what this device does and how well it does it. I believe it's a little overpriced. I think that this should be right around the $100 price point, maybe even just slightly below, and then it would be a little bit of a more compelling kind of product. So, like I said, for what it does, it works well, but there's still a little bit left there to be desired, maybe things that can be improved in an upcoming version of this. And when it comes to PlayStation's remote play, it's still the type of thing where it really should work well, but it's still not great. It needs a lot of improvement. I don't know if it's something with their servers on their back end or what they're doing, but PlayStation remote play can be really, really cool, but it needs a little bit more to really get up there to really, really be something really, really cool. Alright guys, that about wraps it up here for this week. We'll see you on the next one. HTM Tech is brought to you by Microplay. Located at 265 King George Road in Brantford, Ontario, Canada, for all of your video game and collectible needs.
The girls with their nails done now. Girls with their